Yeah, I have to tell you.
I like you so much, Raven.
Okay, yeah, hold on.
You can tell me anything, Raven.
Sorry, I don't have my breath. I was just doing squats. But I have to tell you,
Were you doing jumping jacks?
No, maybe. But I was in a long-term relationship with a guy. He was, quite older.
Oh.
And
I'm younger.
I have a lot of things left over from that,
Oh, was he like...
Are you okay with that?
Like money? Like he was wealthy? Or...
signed an agreement. I'm not allowed to say on television.
Wait, is it a house?
Love is Blind, take 1.
Love is blind. Love is blind. It's reality gaze presenting. Love is blind.
Not a house.
Yo, Bartise is a little simple. I'm going to say that now.
I just think I don't think he's seen a lot of the world.
No, I don't think he has. When he screamed out, "Is it a house?" and she went, in that moment, you knew he's not the one for me. I think that was the moment that she went, yeah, I don't think we're compatible.
Probably. Or when she did just start doing a workout session while he was telling her something really important. Wow.
Honestly,
Love is Blind, y'all, is delivering.
When he would be vulnerable about his stories, they weren't interesting to me either.
They weren't, but I completely turned on her. I do not like her now.
Really? Raven?
Yeah. I think she's pretty self-involved.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of hers anymore.
Wow.
I think she's lying to herself and will end up lying. I think worse than Mallory, she has no idea of what she wants or really who she is.
Ooh, you think we got a Mallory too?
I think we have a Mallory too, even worse.
Ooh, you think?
Yeah, and I think there's way more to her story that we don't know.
I
think Raven was a call girl. Or something.
Really?
Or the way she acts is like, I think she's not. She was so much shame in the way she tells these little secrets, but then she doesn't tell us the whole story.
See, I don't know if I think she's just been judged harshly by it.
And I'm not judging her.
I don't want to speculate too much on anything. I think in a place like Dallas, she's been judged.
I'm not judging what she's done. I'm judging the way she's divulging it and the way she's...
Well, what she's doing is she's slowly letting out secret after secret so you can reject her. That is her hope.
But I think there's a lot of manipulation in what she does.
I agree, but I'm here for it.
She's great TV. I'm happy to watch her.
Shit. I can't stop watching her.
Because when it happened, I went, well, shit. And we loved watching Mallory, but I went, shit, she's not going to be on the show now. She's kind of cuckoo. I want to see what she does. And then the tides turn. Y'all, that's Love is Blind. Just wait a second, and the wind's going to change. This show is like the weather in Texas. If you don't like it, just wait a while, because shit's going to change.
I agree. I'm more compelled by her because I think she's very intelligent. Yeah. She is a survivor. I think she's went through something. I think she has went through something. I don't know if I don't like her.
I don't trust her. I don't root for her. And I'm starting to not root for her. Y'all, this is Love is Blind, Season 3, Episode 2. Love triangles and love triumphs.
I still say, as I said, Season 1, these are more like love rhombuses or parallelograms. Or even pentacles that stretch out in lots of different people.
Really caught up in the semantics of it. But you're right. It's not just a triangle. It's very...
Do you like Colleen anymore? Any more than you did the last episode?
She's kind of the same.
Yeah.
I
don't love her, but I'm interested to see where this... I like Matt. I think he's very down to earth.
Yeah,
he's
I like
cute.
Matt.
Just a cute country boy.
I think Colleen is just kind of like, I'm not any more annoyed with Nancy.
Oh,
I know you hate her, but
I don't. You know what? did I say I hated her?
I think you did.
Probably.
But that's fine. But
I don't hate her as much.
this episode, I don't know if I like her more, but I went, okay.
I understand her more.
Yes.
I understand her more.
Nancy more.
I understand her
She
more.
talks a lot.
Yeah.
She talks a lot.
And I do find her annoying.
Like the scene where she's talking to, I forget who, because she's not a main character, but she's just going on and on and on about her
who we
process.
never saw. Y'all, I think we've seen everybody we're going to see, sadly.
We think we've gotten all of our couples.
Yeah,
but
I think as of this episode, I think we have all 5.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
But we know we have one because they meet and it's gorgeous.
And it's wonderful.
Did you cry this episode?
Yes. I started crying at the end of last episode when the proposal.
But I know you cried at the beginning. Did you cry
at the very beginning? Yes, so I cried at the very beginning of this episode when she said, "What the fuck?" They hug. He's like, "You smell so good," and then she kisses him, and then he gets in on one knee, and he just kind of folds into her at one point.
It's very sweet.
And he says, "What we were all waiting for. God, you're gorgeous."
I'm calling.
And I cried.
Is our Cameron and Lauren?
No, don't you say that. Don't jinx it. And he says, I'm with you 100%.
100%.
110%.
110%.
And
I mean, she's still like shaking.
Yeah.
But you can tell that they're both really into it. And she's like, oh my God, look at him.
Yeah, I think this is a match. I don't think we had one of these last season.
We did not. We tried. We kind of thought maybe Danielle and Nick were going to be broken, and together they would be broken together and somehow fix.
Yeah.
And then we learned that they just got more broke.
Well, they were too quirky about this. This is an emotional connection. They were definitely the most emotionally connected in the pods.
Yes.
But both these people seem more down to earth than Nick and Danielle.
I think most cast members in this episode do.
Yeah, except for Colleen.
I don't know if Raven's down to earth. Andrew's not down to earth.
No, he's not.
And I don't think Bartise has left planet Earth ever. I don't think he's even left his hometown.
Is it a house?
Which kind of makes him a little more adorable. What do you think she was talking about,
He's 25.
What do you think Raven was talking about?
Maybe a car. Or I don't know. I think one of the reasons
his business.
What you're picking up when she's being manipulative, I think she has been shamed by other men, and men see her as a certain way.
By other women, I'm sure.
She has been shamed as a loose woman who only wants to date very, very older women for that. So I think she's doing her best at confessing everything that can possibly be there so they can reject her. Because
no, I agree.
What she cannot take again is rejection because of something else from a previous relationship or rejection because of her job. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of it is embracing her own stuff, which I find laudable. So it's not that I don't like her. I don't trust her as much as I used to. But I do kind of root for her because she's trying.
We have to flesh it out, but at least in this episode, I feel like there was a bit of self-involvement.
Interesting.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But it's also easier to be self-involved when you're in a pod just yourself, or to get that vibe. So it'll be interesting to see how she is afterwards.
And I loved her discussion with SK. I loved that. So we'll talk about that when we get to it.
I love SK. I like him a lot.
I do too.
He's a different type of guy in a good way.
Yeah, and I don't think I keep trying to figure out. I think it's because he's a data person and he works with computers, that he's always trying. He's very intelligent, and he's the way he's processing the world is different than a lot of the people she deals with, and I think that's good for her.
I think it's good for her too.
I think just a premonition right now. We have seen people like Raven has said, muscles are my weakness.
No, she's going to break his heart.
I could see it. Yeah, I think she'll have to really work against her own,
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, could, because she's literally trying to already self-sabotage herself in the pods.
Very Mallory vibe.
Yeah,
But I mean, SK's a good-looking guy, and he seems fit. But like, she's gonna see
Bartise.
She's gonna see Well, oh yeah, because he'll probably So she's gonna see Bartise, and yikes.
And it's going to be even worse because she hates Nancy.
Yeah.
So that would be a double whammy.
Yeah.
I'd do that move.
You would. You would.
Oh, Raven.
All right.
So yeah.
So they meet. Obviously, we've got one couple.
I have very
down.
high hopes for them.
So Matt and Colleen.
So we saw a little bit of him. She's hit 2 rejections, y'all. She's like, but there is this one guy. And she talks about the fear of rejection, vulnerability. He's like, when someone's going to throw shit in your face, you just have to be there for them to throw shit in your face again. And they're going to throw shit in your face. I was like, okay, you're into that expression.
He's into that expression. He was in a 10-year relationship and that from high school. And so he got divorced when he was 24.
Yeah.
So he talks about.
So basically, a 10-year relationship. So in other words, 14.
But this is very common where I'm from.
Yeah, I get you.
Where maybe I would think where you've to, but people are high school sweethearts. That's freshman year. They're high school sweet. They get
we find
married.
that out later.
Yeah. They get married and then they are on their second marriage by the time they're 26.
And she's like, I'm so glad to hear you say that because I'm the kind of person who's always looking for positives in life. It's in the negatives. And he's like, I love that. She's like, I love your Matthew McConaughey voice. And he goes, all right.
I like she decided that, you know what? I'm not shallow. I'm just a positive person. Sure.
I still say I find her ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But I think she's going to make good television.
Great television.
I
don't know if I could be in a room with her for more than 20 minutes.
I think she's going to give this guy a lot of heartache. I can see it being unless it just works. I don't think it will.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, so let's talk about the next one is Nancy and Andrew.
Thought about you last night.
Really? I was thinking about the time I went to Paris, then bought a sports car.
Well, she asked him, by the way, before that, what triggered that response. She said, thought about all your travels and everything. Do you worry about like getting married and having kids? Are you going to be bored? And then that's when Andrew goes into this this whole.
So that's when I went to South Africa, then Bali, then Namibia for a while, then Singapore. The French philosopher Alain de Botton. I went, bitch, you are not quoting Alain de Botton.
I don't even know what that is.
He is. It's more. I think he does talk about. He said he talks about love and marriage. In general, he's a philosopher who's writing about people and like anything else, but he does talk about love. But it was such a weird thing to say. It's like people you get in a relationship to figure out compatibility, and that is a perversion of what Botton says. Just I know what he's talking about. It's
even worse.
But basically, Botton says that he does say human beings are essentially flawed. That is true. But we build upon, we find compatibility through our flaws. That's what he's saying. Not what Andrew explains. It's
so
a mess.
Completely misinterpreted.
Yes. He's a douche.
I wrote, he's such an idiot intellectual.
He's not even that. He's playing it being
That's what
one.
I mean. Like he's not an intellectual,
right.
But he thinks he is.
Right.
He went and bought a bunch of suits from Suit Supply.
This fucking guy.
I like their suits, don't get me wrong. And now he thinks he's a brainiac.
And she's like, with Andrew, it's hard for me to imagine what our life would be like. I need to know more.
He said, are you there? Are you there? And she was like, I'm just processing that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this a little bit later. And she's, you get the intention she needs to know more about him, that she says.
Yes.
And y'all, in the men's room, Bartise is saying, I'm falling for two girls, Nancy and Raven.
Oh, wish that there was a third one named Matt.
Yeah. Not Matt in the house, but you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, because Nancy's warm. She, like, does everything for me. Raven is, like, smart. She's got, like, fitness goals. Bartise is just got barbells for brains. I don't think...
He's a... Because sometimes he says things that I'm like, are you an idiot? But then other times he says, like, it's like he's sometimes... I don't know with him. Like, I don't know if he's dumb or sometimes common sense goes out the window. I like him. He's very likable.
I don't think it's dumb. I think it is a real shortage of life experience.
I think it's a shortage of life experience. You know what? I think there's almost like it seems to me that if there's any gap of him knowing someone, he's going to fill in that gap with something that's, but I agree, but it doesn't seem, because he's 26, right?
25.
Doesn't seem like he has a lot of life experience.
And what he does have, even when he's telling a story, it feels like he's trying to sell us something.
I feel like this was the only time in this whole show where I feel like this felt like producer, like, what's your story?
Yeah.
Like, da-da-da, you need to tell this when you're... even the way he told it seemed a little robotic.
Yeah.
Like a producer manipulated him to tell this story.
But what does that say? What are we...
No, it
what
says
are we
that they need to make him interesting.
Right.
They needed to give him
There's
a story.
something about him. And it could be that he can't be himself on camera, but I don't think that's the case.
Think he's probably just pretty normal. Like,
yeah.
Not normal. I just don't think there's like...
Maybe they wanted darkness.
Yeah, I don't think he is that.
At one point, she's like, so Raven and Bartise are talking, and he's like, I've been thinking about you. And she said, this is when she's talking about, she brings the conversation about bartending, and she's with the guy who she had been, who'd given her, is it a house? Blah, blah, blah. And she's slowly filling him in, and then he says, I'm not going to be buying you Rolexes. And y'all, she starts pacing. This was riveting to watch.
It was.
You saw her in real time saying, this is not him. This is not him.
And I couldn't take that as like, is it not him, or is it when he said, oh, I'm not going to be able to buy you? It just makes you wonder, like, is she in it?
Oh,
like
I don't think so.
You can take care of her?
No, it's the way he said it. It's the way he said it. She's like, he says, I never talked about this stuff with anyone else. And then she's thinking about other conversations she's having, and she's saying, why is this not drawing me in? Because at the beginning, I was attracted to this guy. Mm-hmm. And he's like, my mom would blah, blah, blah.
She was attracted to him because she could tell he was hot.
Yes.
Because they talked about working out.
Yes.
And he did this fitness challenge.
Then she's like, so my mom was with this guy in the Cayman Islands. And the story, I will say, the story was going nowhere. I was kind of with her.
No, the story was boring. I was like, what?
Now
it wasn't riveting.
When she started doing this is one thing they could have done, and I think it's completely possible she could have been doing that as he was telling the story. But if I was an editor and she was working out another time, I would totally edit her doing that when he was talking.
But no, she was doing it while he was talking because he heard her.
Right. Doing jumping jacks, but like it was. You're watching, and if you were watching the dailies come in, y'all, you just popped open a champagne bottle.
Oh, it's just
when she was doing crunches, jumping jacks, and just we've learned Raven is so interesting to me because we have already known so much about her without her telling us a lot. She has told us so much about who she is without saying a word.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. She is going to be so compelling. Like I said, she's got a little Amber-ish quality for me.
She's going to be a hot mess.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Hot, but I don't have an Amber vibe. I think it's more Mallory because Amber was direct.
You're right. Maybe it is more Mallory.
She was aggressive. I don't think she's aggressive. I think she's going to do a lot of passive-aggressive stuff.
So, y'all, the only thing
she's compelling.
You need to know about this Cayman Island story is this singer.
I forgot the story and I wrote it down.
And it was part of the way he told it. And like, he's one of those guys who's telling stories like, you get me? You understand? And like he needs that kind of attention and validation. And I even though I thought he's really hot, I started to get a little exhausted by him in this episode.
He seemed like what's that game you play?
Oh no, I hate these
questions.
You need to say more things about it.
With a game you play where you put in a quarter and then there's a ball and then there's flippers and you hit the flippers.
Pinball?
That's what it is. He's like a pinball.
How so?
Because you just feel like with this episode, his loyalty, his emotions, even like what he wants, who he wants, seems to be bouncing. Because he talks about like he just flipped on a dime, and I went, I think Nancy was right. Not necessarily that you want to play games, but you don't know what you want.
No, and the well's not that deep. I'm saying that now.
Maybe it's too pretty that I feel like something could be deep.
Oh, it's nice.
Slap up the walls.
We're going to talk about that later.
It's painting time.
Wow. That was filthy.
I want 2 coats.
Yikes. That's disgusting. Now,
You're just sad you didn't say it.
I would have said something. I wouldn't have said something so coarse. Now, he's pissed that she's been doing jumping jacks, but he acts like it doesn't bother him.
Yeah, he's pissed.
And because this was a really important story, and I think he gets butthurt really easily.
If somebody did that when I was telling a story, I would go, "Oh, they're not for me."
Maybe that's one of the reasons.
And because he said that, he said like, "This isn't for me." So,
I will say, I think I would have said, "It wasn't really a good story."
No, but it was his story. So
then y'all, SK and Raven. If you remember, this is the guy originally he's from Nigeria. We only saw him a little bit on the first episode.
Yes, we find out he comes from, because we know this from 90 Day Fiance, y'all. We're dealing this right now with,
whoa, you want me to be a potential sister wife? I will not be a sister wife. That is how I will not be respected.
The second wife is going to be the baby maker.
I don't smell like a second wife. I wear my super body's wife. I smell like a first wife.
Y'all, 90 Day Fiance,
and I would live
know,
in the United States of America.
From Kim and Usman, a lot of Nigerians believe in polyamory.
Yeah, or polygamy.
Polygamy. I'm sorry, polygamy. And so he comes from a family of 17 kids, and his father was a polygamist.
And at one point, did you see
she
her?
was kind of starting to work out again.
And she just stops.
She went, "What?" And she kind of...
If you want to stop Raven, you have to mention the word polygamy.
Yes. And so... Because she thinks, are you going to tell me you want several wives?
Yes.
And she sits down and he says, but I don't want that. I want an equal partnership. It's never something I want to do.
Yeah.
So he basically says, like, I'm the most interested in you. And she says, thank you. And he said, it is weird. Like,
actually, he says more than that. And SK says, I appreciate you being non-judgmental and your attitude and your patience, and I haven't found that in any other woman. And she cries. She's like, thank you. That really meant a lot.
It's interesting. I think it's maybe a little bit of the failure of the edit, but this seems like either this understanding came from SK because they've had conversations before we haven't seen.
I think that's true.
Or it also could be, though, that he's a people pleaser and he's smart. And so because to me, as this was their first conversation that we saw.
I think he was talking to her last episode, I believe.
Maybe it was brief. We just haven't seen a lot of them talk.
We haven't seen him hardly
I feel
at
like
all.
For him to act like you know her this well already,
Let me see.
Either it was a failure in editing, or it was a little bit of like, wow, you're really like kind of bonding to her in a way. It just seemed a lot too soon.
Oh crap! You know what? Maybe I did. I think this was their first conversation.
I only
maybe
say that because right now I could see Raven liking that and feeling like she's seen,
right,
and then 3 weeks from now feeling like he's needy and all over her, and she just wants him to get off of her.
One thing I thought about, and I wrote this down, the constant exercising might just be a way to get rid of nervous energy.
Yeah, I agree.
And anxiety. But it is gold for camera.
Oh, it's, yeah.
Because it makes her look uninterested, and it makes her, and it's going to, people, she's going to be.
It made her seem shallow to me.
She's going to be, I think, less, to me.
I'm not saying she is, but if you're
No,
I
can see it. I think she's going to be super, she's going to be super divisive.
Yeah,
I think
so
people
too.
are going to like her. There are going to be a group of people who really like her, and there are people who hate her.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think she's the lightning rod this season. Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one liked Shayna last season, though.
No. People were split about Mallory, though.
That's true.
Yeah, people liked her more in the reunion. So now we go on to Cole. Who's Cole with?
Zanab.
Zenab. I always want to say Zanab. It's Zenab. I never saw this one happen.
They talked.
They did, but
yeah.
I didn't see it. But they had a good. But y'all have watched the episode. I have stronger feelings about it than I thought. But I just didn't expect these two to be a couple. But I really like Zenab.
Me too.
Like, I kind of love her.
I really like her.
Also love her style.
Yeah.
She dresses really cute.
What do you think about them together?
It's weird. She makes me like Cole more.
I kind of liked his charm.
I don't dislike
Yeah,
Cole.
he's a jerk, though. But don't get me wrong.
But I don't dislike him, and I don't think I disliked him the first. But there is something about the way he is and was with her. Like, she brings
out the best of him.
Yeah, good in him.
I think she is.
Can you tell I never get bored with myself?
Ugh. And I think, though, that there's something about that is a confidence level, or maybe it's not. Maybe it is being overly confident to show insecurity. But there is something about that is so disarming for her. And because he says anything he feels immediately, and that is something that she doesn't have.
No, and is it Zenab who had to raise herself from very young, or is that Nancy?
That was Zenab.
Yeah, so again, she didn't get to be a kid. And it's like he lets her be silly and brings that out in her. And the more I'm watching it, I'm going, wait a minute.
Yeah, that was Zenab who had grieving years, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching this going, holy shit. Is this going to work?
I wrote that down. I think this.
I'm moved by this.
I think this is going to work. We're saying it now.
I don't trust it. I'm so scared.
But what he said.
I'm starting to get invested.
And what she will have to. Remember, we find out also he's 26 years old.
Yeah, we knew that from last episode.
Oh, I forgot.
They showed it. They showed their age on
I thought he was older.
I just wanted him to be, so you felt younger because you want to bang him so much.
That's true.
He's very attractive.
But I wanted him to be older because men are so immature.
They are.
At 26.
They are. But
maybe she can make him grow up.
She's only 31. She's not that much older than him. But I think she wants that person that brings.
But also, a female 31 is
like a male 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you need that, though. You won't take life so seriously. Maybe you need to date like a young, 29-year-old.
I don't have the... No. I fuck 29-year-olds. I'm not interested in dating them. They come with drama. And at least if you fuck them, you can block them on the phone. You don't have to enter it. You don't have to answer them later.
Wow. Okay.
You know what? They hate that, too. Woo! Wow. Hate being blocked.
They act like Magda when she lost her phone.
Yes. Help! So he basically says, I'm looking for fun and adventure. And he even says she loves this kind of directness, and he's very playful about it, though. He's like, you're what I need.
Yeah.
And he also has been...
He's 26, but he talks about He has been married and divorced.
Yeah. And
Like
y'all,
that ages someone.
one of these brutal things where they knew each other for 2 months, were married for 4 months, and then filed for divorce. Woo!
But that tells you so it makes me wonder, was that enough to learn? Or,
Right.
is he someone who jumps into relationships?
No, I don't think he does.
I think more that he learns, but we don't know.
They also, this is the thing, y'all. They are both. I don't think they've said that they're Christian, but it seems like they both are. And they're talking about God.
Yeah,
but
that's bonding them.
or maybe they're not. They don't call themselves Christian, but they're both religious.
She said, "I prayed for you last night." He goes,
When she said that, I went, "Oh fuck, this might work."
I know what
because
you said.
his face changed.
Especially like where we're from, that honestly is not something people throw around.
It's not.
Like if you said you prayed for, that's very
It's serious.
It's very serious. What?
Unless it's like the woman who said, "I'll pray for you in church."
Hey, hi, Mother Poodle. How are you doing? I saw Jay Bird was on TV the other day. He sure seemed like he was, I don't know, really walking funny. I'm going to pray for him.
Yeah, there's that type, too.
There's that type.
I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to pray for you, too.
Poodle, what do you say when a man said, "I prayed for you last night"?
You already got me.
Wow.
You don't need to pray for me. I'm here. Spend it some other way. Just give me money instead.
And so Cole says, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And she said, "I would love to be your girlfriend." And he said, "I think I'm falling in love with you."
Now, so you actually got moved by this
That's what I'm
storyline.
saying. It shocked me that I got moved by this.
I was moved by it too, but I'm
Not
the
as much
demo.
not as much as Alexa.
No.
No.
But I was kind of shocked by how, do I think he's a jerk? Yes. Would I be taken in by someone like Cole? Yes.
In a seconds.
I've been around enough to know what they can say to me. Oh God. Yeah.
They would
be really
laugh
bad.
and they would kind of touch you, and then he would do Poodle's favorite move where he would scratch his stomach and lift up his shirt.
Oh, holy shit. That drives me nuts. And you can see their treasure trail. I'm done.
Because on this couch, we got a butt pirate. You know what
And
to
he
do with
would
treasure.
Exactly. Yo ho ho and a bottle of jizz.
You should have said "come" because it's rum.
Oh yes. Yo ho ho, I'd like some cum. But no, or when they scratch their head or something like that, and you just, I don't know. I need to stop talking. I need to have sex. We need to move on. I'm sorry. Anyway, he keeps saying, "She's just such a beautiful person. I know it." He's Twitter-pated.
He's very
And for
Twitter-pated.
someone like him to admit to this is a big deal,
Yeah.
I think. Let's talk about more Colleen and Matt.
Not much, but there's a little bit.
That's when he brings up the college sweetheart. Now, there's a little more interest to this because she cheated on him, and then
did.
she was cheating on him.
And then she got
Pregnant. Pregnant.
I wrote the sentence
By the cheatie.
by the cheatie.
By the
was just-
cheatie.
It just
She
was
got
my two
pregnant.
favorite words in a sentence that we say.
And
That was the last time we heard
was
from
the
her.
last time. That's a brutal story.
Well, I don't think I would call someone back either. I don't think I would text.
I don't
back.
think you had anything to say.
Be like, "Hey, just want to check how's that labor going."
No, she never heard from him.
Yeah.
He never heard from her
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
So the interesting thing here is, y'all, that's a pretty rough to have
Oh, that's
10
horrible.
years of your life go by.
Yeah.
And not to trust that person.
Oh yeah.
And she says, and a lot of things you could say to this, and I kind of wish she would said, "Thank you for being vulnerable to share that," but instead she said, "Well, I've never cheated."
Well, Colleen doesn't go deep.
She doesn't.
She. It is interesting because Matt seems to want to go there more, but she is not going to emotionally validate you.
No.
Colleen's going to make it about Colleen.
That's why I think they're going to have problems.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think the problems are going to be about what he needs from her. and she's going to cry a lot.
I don't think that he's going to... I just don't think Colin is ready for an adult relationship.
Colleen.
What? I said Colin?
You did.
Boy, I'm just... I guess I need to have sex, too. Have you ever met a not cute Colin?
No, they're all hot.
Short.
They're all hot.
Did you know that guy we went to North Texas with? Remember, he was like younger.
Colin?
Oh, he came and he was a singer. Did you ever know him? My friend Julie dated him for a little bit. God, he was hot. God, I forgot about him.
Did you talk about his dick?
I don't think they ever had sex.
Ugh. What a loss. I don't remember him.
I'm supposed to call Julie today. I'm going to ask her.
So,
did you fuck Colin, girl?
Let's talk about Raven and Bartise. Now,
this did not go well.
This was weird.
Why?
This was so weird.
It felt like, y'all watched it, so you know what happens. They decide to go their separate ways. But why would Bartise put a bunch... I know this is production that puts a bunch of dollar bills, but why would he do all this stuff to make her feel special, to say, I don't want to be with you?
Because she says she loves strip clubs, but I think this was... Production does these for the third tier of dating.
Yeah.
But it still felt really inappropriate to watch.
It felt inappropriate to watch.
Like you get up to a certain point and then you get food.
Yeah,
and
you go sushi date. Then after that, and then they listen to each other's music or whatever.
Because if you don't get anything, you get sent to like loser limbo.
Yeah.
And then, but if you get, it's like a third level achievement is unlocked, and you get a pizza party, like you would in school. Like if you read enough books, you got a pizza party.
Yes,
that's what happens. You date enough guys, and they're successful. You get a pizza party. That's the Love Is Blind way.
That really would be your most preferred way of dating.
Yeah, you have we on the third date, it's an automatic pizza party.
I mean, if with as many guys as you dated, if someone cut you, you would bleed mozzarella.
Yo, I'm going to say this right now. If the phrase pizza party doesn't make your heart beat faster and want to jump out of your chest, you had a terrible childhood. Because that pizza party for me was a way to make me do anything academically. Think about it. That or an ice cream party.
Boy, we're going to trigger people's food issues.
But think about it.
I know, but yes, but you tell me. Be careful. We're going to trigger
you. Weren't triggered by the phrase pizza party.
Not
it didn't
as much
make
a
you
pizza party. Ice cream, yes.
Ice cream. Ice cream socials.
Oh yes.
Yeah. A pizza party. I can't even tell you. Just the idea of getting free pizza. Ooh, I can still remember it.
Oh God.
Taste of Pizza Inn.
We've got to move on. You need to get fucked and have pizza.
I do.
So he does it. So with this, like, it's weird. He basically says, like, he does not do a good job. It makes him sound like a douche, where he's like, I think we both, are fit.
We have the same problem.
We'd be a great couple.
Potentially opposite sex.
And you're like, what? Where
he's
is he
a
going?
bad breaker-upper.
He's a bad breaker-upper. And he basically then he says, so I like Nancy too.
Well, not before he says, me being with you in the pod, and then I like having a great date with you, but I have a burning desire to be with another girl.
Oh, the other way I went.
And she went, yikes.
See, I thought she would do that, but I kind of thought her reaction was different. I thought she went, great. I don't want to be with you either.
Well,
and I went.
It was the way he said it.
No, I agree. He said it weird, but I felt like I would have that reaction like, thanks. But she kind of, I thought her reaction was just immediately jump to, great,
no,
me too.
She made this face. Did you see the face she made? It's like this.
Maybe I didn't see that face. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was the way he said it.
Oh, he said it gross, yeah.
But then, y'all, like, her face, like, the way I should mention it, Nancy, she kind of laughs.
Yeah.
And then says, he's like, but I mean it. And then I love this. She's like, it's okay. You just said it. You want to be with Nancy. Own that. And she's like, actually, I made the same decisions, and it's a no for me. And it's never. And then she says something really interesting. I'm never going to be the one to comfort you and to build you up. That's not me. Mm-hmm. Because she understood he needs that.
Yeah.
She needs a Nancy. He needs a Nancy.
Yeah.
And that's the exact opposite of a girl she is.
No, you're going to crying, sobbing.
You're gonna feel
be like,
worse.
honey, can I get my reps in while you grieve over your mother dying or whatever?
And then, y'all, she pulls a direct quote from my book. And she says, guys always seem to love me more than I love them and feel more strongly about the relationships I have.
And we'll have to, and that's what makes her interesting, because you as the audience ask, why is that? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
How does that talk about maybe how closed off you are, or does it mean the people you get involved with?
I hope Raven doesn't have sexual trauma in her past. I worry about that.
Yikes!
She's giving me those
vibes.
That
is.
She it's a little shut off. I worry.
I hadn't thought about that, but thinking about it,
and so I think that's where I get hesitant. Like, but
yeah,
if anybody in this house is a match for her, I feel like it's SK.
Me too. So y'all, Nancy's talking to house mother Kalekia, who is just the person. She is just the black woman everyone talks to and just gives their. And Nancy's just going at it.
And now you know that house mothers do exist.
I do. Supposedly, it's for sororities. No one's been the house fraternities have a guy.
It used to not be that way.
Right. I did.
Yeah.
No one said it used to not. Everyone's talking about what happened with sororities.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the thing with fraternities having house mother. That's still weird.
It used to be.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not weird. Yeah.
But y'all, she's just like, yeah,
you
I'm just
could
like
be a house mother to a fraternity. You cook really well.
Oh, yes. You just have to pay the toll.
Now you're on to the idea.
Yeah. Boy, you have to come say goodnight to mother every night.
Rose.
Come here. Kiss mama on the cheek, baby. No clothing in mama's room.
Wow.
Dress up in a wig. Come on in, boys.
Wow. I've lost place. I don't know where we are now.
Just remember when Nancy was just like blah, 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 talking to the poor girl. And poor Kalekia, she had to be in here and just listen to women going on and on.
Even her face as Nancy's talking, she's just kind of going like, in her head, you see her going, this is the only screen time my family's going to see me do on this show.
And it's just having women scream at you.
They're nodding. She's like, yeah, this is going to be it.
I don't know. She's like, she doesn't even say a word, y'all.
Not a word.
I guarantee you, Kalekia spent her entire 2 weeks just as the sounding board with those two women.
Ooh. She was tired when she left this place. So,
silent disco. And you know what that means, y'all? No rights on the music you have to play.
That's smart, actually. That was smart. They could. I like this idea, though. I like that they were listening to a music that of the other person's curated playlist.
And,
I think that was smart.
And instead of the tunes that they got to hear, we got to hear royalty-free garbage.
Yep. Even though the show has more money than Jesus to make it.
We got to hear things like, turn on the stereo, we're gonna listen to each other's music now. I like to get it on the dance floor, I'm going to sing it now. It's gonna be the same stupid melody over and over again. We don't want to pay for rights. Even songs that
Smart
are really older. Oh,
really,
yeah.
from a production standpoint, gold.
It's really smart. Yeah. So, y'all, whenever you see silent disco, that is because no one on television wants to pay for music rights.
And they know the cast won't dance to royalty. They won't dance to something from Pond 5. They won't. Because they would just hear Pond 5.
That is an inside podcast joke. Because if you've ever had to get royalty-free music, it always says Pond 5, so you can't steal it.
There are some of our recordings that I didn't pay for it. And like when it fades out, I'll put us talking over it so that way you don't hear the woman say Pond 5.
Pond 5.
Exactly.
Pond 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
basically.
So silent disco, and so Nancy's like, Andrew is so complex, and he's like, I want her music because it's good, and I think this is nice. And she talks about listening to cumbia and other kind of Mexican music, and then she just went, and I saw a UFO as a child, and I saw the flying saucer, and Amber's like, I totally believe that aliens are watching us.
I believe in aliens among us.
Is that Alabama?
It is.
Angels Among Us?
Yeah.
Show us with the light of love.
Popular song.
Then she said something that's so interesting to me. And it's also so social media. She's like, you have content. And the thing is, I don't think Nancy goes that deep either into the pool.
I guess it did sound total. I mean, I took it as like she said it. I mean, she meant to say that he seems like he would be more shallow, but I wrote, honey, he's just sound bites.
Ugh.
You can't tell that he's just bullshitting sound bites?
Awful. He is awful.
I don't even know if he's a bad guy. I just think he's... And
When he's in dating mode, he's a douche.
He's just in such imposter syndrome.
Yeah. He is all about what package.
I have we all have it.
We all have it. But he is definitely focused on, even though they can't see him, he's obsessed with his packaging. What he will come off, how he can impress someone.
And I'm sure that, and even the way he speaks, I think that, I know, like, it's, I know that especially in Asian male culture, you have to work against this kind of, sometimes there's, like Kevin Kreider talked about this on Bling Empire.
Yeah.
Like he had to kind of become this hyper masculine guy
right.
to kind of overcome
so he's talking lower.
Stigma.
Yeah.
And I think Andrew might be dealing with
totally.
A bit of that.
And I think
the suits, the voice,
I think it has to do with he's trying to show you he's not your normal run-the-mill Asian guy.
Yeah.
He's more interesting.
And
he's blah blah blah. He's not like they said the phrase, she's not like other girls. He's not like other Asian guys. Mm-hmm. And it's that. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me too.
He's hot.
He is very attractive, but boy, God.
I'd still let him hit it once because he's into tantra.
Could he stop talking?
I mean, I'd let him have I want to have an orgasm, multiple orgasms like he does. Tantra.
See, he talks big. Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding.
That's etched above my bed. It's my slogan.
Wow.
The proof's in the pudding, boys. That's disgusting. Wow. Even I recoiled. So a little bit more of Raven and SK. And he said, I have a lot to say. So no one has... Was this her or him? I'm sorry. When she says I've got a lot to say. Maybe this is her.
What? When she says what?
No one has ever gotten the stuff out of me in my whole life that you have. Or was that him?
That was... He said that was... no one's ever gotten me in my entire life. I feel like that was Raven.
Okay, that's Raven. Okay. So she says, I have a lot to say. And he says, I'm not attracted to simple, straightforward. I like complicated. And y'all, Raven's ears perk up. I guarantee you, like me, she's an Enneagram 4. And we like to be called, like Avril Lavigne, complicated.
That's true. That's true.
And Raven said, I love this kind. This is the kind of love that I like. I'm not gonna say sometimes. I'm not gonna say I love you. I love this kind of love and talking about it. And she said, I may not say I love you, but I'm a grown adult woman. I've never had this before, and I can see myself getting here. And then he says, and this cements it, y'all, I want your love, and I want it your way.
You are my fire. Hold on. Let me just do some reps real quick.
Oh, I thought all I heard was, have it your way, have it your way. Burger King.
You're triggering food issues real bad today.
I'm going to have to get fast food later. I can see it. That or pizza or sex or maybe all three.
Maybe all three.
The trifecta.
The trifecta.
The trifecta.
We, no, it was beautiful when he said it. Now, that's where I went there submitted. I just want to, we was a little earlier. We did skip over, because it's important, a little bit of Bartise and Nancy.
How do we skip it?
Because it's that thing where Bartise tells her, I had a date with Raven, and I was in the date with Raven, and I thought, I don't want to be here. I want to be with Nancy.
Oh my God, we skipped that. I'm so sorry.
No, it's I'm coming back to it now. It's fine. We don't do, and so that's where he said, I feel so strongly about you. I can see myself falling in love with you.
And she either it was edited or she didn't say anything in return. And it very much upset him.
She said, for you to be so honest, it's so nice. And she said, it's not that I want to, but she said, I can see my life right now with two people.
See, I think it's bullshit. I think she got the ick from Andrew.
I feel like that too, but they're editing. She's like, so I'm still working through two paths. And you see Bartise, he's hurt. He even cries about it.
Yeah.
And he said, what scares me the most is that I'm wrong. And I feel like with Bartise, this is a little bit of his, being young and naive. I think maybe he wants Nancy, but I think he's more scared of not having anyone.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. One of the things I wrote down is that everyone's like, I want to travel. I want to do this, and I want my person. I'm like, I think all of you are just lonely.
Yeah.
Maybe try doing some of this stuff by yourself and dating yourself and finding out who you are.
Yeah.
Instead of just being lonely and wishing for someone to travel with.
Yeah.
You can find a travel buddy.
Yes.
If you want to travel, you're more than welcome to. And someone you can sleep with different people when you travel.
Hey, you can even pay for a travel buddy.
I know.
Look at Caesar.
I was thinking about that. They're all talking about they want to travel. They want someone to go through. I'm like, maybe y'all are just lonely.
Most of them do seem lonely. Like, was it Zeneb or was it Nancy where someone said, I just thought I'm just tired of going through this alone anyway. And I went, that's not
I think it was Nancy.
That's not a reason to get into a relationship.
Yeah, everyone has kind of bad reasons for doing that. Anyway, the next thing is a little bit of Cole and Zeneb. And y'all, he says, I can go on and on about how much I'm in love with you, and you're the exact type of girl. She's like, but he's like, you're the exact type of girl I needed to go for, which is an interesting way to say that.
It is.
And she's like, one more thing, I need to ask you if instead of being my girlfriend, you'd be my wife. And it's a proposal.
She said, I don't care what you look like. I want to be with you. And Cole said, she said, I'd love to be. And he said, really? And I wrote, Poodle is so attracted to him right now.
I love that kind of self-deprecating, inappropriate. Yeah. Let me book report this for you. Guys like that, unless they grow up really, really quickly, they will always disappoint you.
The only hope
most fun ones will always disappoint you.
The only hope I have for him is that he's been married and divorced before. I know it's quick.
That's true.
But when he said that, I went, okay, that's interesting.
She's going to have to make him grow up, but not take away that fun, childlike part of him.
Yep.
So Colleen and Matt have a little bit at the end where she's like, when I'm not with Matt, I'm really overthinking. When I'm with him, it's like so great.
And there, I feel so good. And she's pacing, and Matt says,
this is when it sounds like both these people are just alone.
Yeah.
So they're just together.
I'm ready for a serious relationship, and I'm ready
to build a family.
I want to build someone. And he said, I want to take road trips and all this stuff. And he's like, I'm falling in love with you. And Colleen says, I love you. And then she said, I thought it was a good statement to say. She's like, I love you. In fact, I'm so confident that I love you.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I don't know if I believe it.
But the way she said it was even like she couldn't believe she was so confident that she loved him.
Love is Blind, because these pods, I swear to God, y'all, they're underground somewhere, that when you're in isolation, I think it kind of makes you a little cuckoo.
Oh, I would 100% drink the Kool-Aid if I was in this. I would fall hard for somebody.
I wouldn't.
Really?
No,
Really?
but no, I'd be one of those. If I didn't like what they look like, I'm like, when we saw each other, I'm like, yeeks. You were great and everything. Remember when I said I loved you?
I do.
I meant it.
It
but
would be.
can we be friends?
It would be brutal, but I would kind of like the doors open. Somebody goes, "Yeah, I'm not feeling it,"
Yes.
and just walk away.
Wait, you're a top, right? Hopefully that would be discussed in the pods.
Maybe not. Maybe they're like,
Wonder if they could ever do same-sex Love is Blind.
well,
Or at least
the
a-
unhinged or
the
whatever.
ultimatum.
The ultimatum. The next season isn't it supposed to be lesbians? I think
All queer people.
Yeah, it's all like queer poly people, I think, or something like before this.
But I don't
two.
think. But that show lends itself to that.
It does.
I don't think this does. But
No.
it would need to be all.
I think the ultimatum is going to be actually more interesting. With
Me too.
Way more interesting with the
with
like
queer
you said.
cast. So y'all, SK and Raven, he's going to propose, and I said I think this could work.
He had one of the best wedding proposals.
Me
we've ever
too.
heard on
This
the
was
show.
fantastic.
Like that's where I liked him. But when he got on a knee, and also I liked that he said, "Can you come up to the?"
it was
thing,
so
please?"
eloquent.
The way he said it, and I went, "I love this man."
It was so eloquent. He said thank you, and the last thing he said was thank you for letting me love you the Raven way.
See, I think why they could work is I don't know if he can do it monetarily, but if she's been with older men who've given her, she's used to being lavished with
Yes.
things. She needs to be lavish, and it might not be with material things, but it needs to be. She needs to be told a lot how wonderful she is,
And she
how much
also-
how much she is loved.
She
and
also
valued.
needs someone who is constantly trying to figure her out and someone who is mysterious so that she doesn't get bored. Because, y'all, this girl gets bored very easily.
Yeah.
They both really intrigue me. I think maybe they can. There will be one point if they stay together. She will stomp on his heart a few times.
They are Mallory and Sal, where they're kind of. I feel like looking back, they were the most interesting, like, complex couple on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
And I agree. I'm very excited to see where they go.
And y'all, Cole and Zenib are
Going to see each other.
They're going to see each other at the proposal.
And then he opens the door and he just runs to
He
her.
runs to her.
And you
You're
cried,
into it.
didn't you?
You're into it.
You cried, didn't
Yes.
you? I didn't cry, but I could not stop smiling.
He said, "You're beautiful." The kiss is passionate too, y'all.
Oh yeah, he can't.
And
he can't stop grabbing her face and kissing her.
He keeps saying, he says, "I got the girl. Let's get out of here."
He's
And
like, she's like the cover of a magazine. And then when
Oh.
she walks away, he's like, "I'm looking at your ass," and she's like,
it's
"Yeah,
like,
you are."
He's like, "She's got bigger boobs than I expected."
I love her.
Yeah, she's great. Anyway, and then she says, "He's gorgeous. Why did you guys tell me? Did you guys know he had that blue eyes?"
It was sweet.
And y'all, and I wrote down, could this work? And so they're both jazzed. And this last thing, y'all, Nancy is saying, she's going back and she's like, who will it be? She's like, I'm listening to my inner Nancy.
She's wearing a terrible dress.
Oh, it's awful.
Awful.
So, and y'all, she goes in Andrew's room and he does that weird meow thing. And your voice makes me happy. And he says, stand and approach the wall. Would you make me the happiest man in the world? Blackout.
Blackout.
What do you think?
I'm of two minds because I'm like, when I was watching this, I thought, are they going to do, because they did this last year, like with, who did they do this with? Was
this with Jarrett and Mallory?
who was the woman? It was with Shayna, wasn't it? We didn't know who she was going to
Kyle and Shayna.
Wasn't it? Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
So I felt like, is this going to be like that? Because honestly, when she said, I'm going to choose someone, she walked in, I thought it was going to be
Bartise.
And then when it was Andrew, I went, no, because I thought she was going to marry him. So
I
don't know if they're going to con us or not. But like, she said all that stuff though, like when she was it was annoying the way she said, but the whole, like, you have content. She seems interested by him. Like she seems like she's buying his bullshit.
I think, but what cued me is when she said, I'm going to listen to my inner Nancy. And I think she's going to say no.
We all have an inner Nancy.
Because y'all,
Poodle's a Nancy.
I do.
I'm a
you
Nancy.
You can hear the dick in Bartise's voice.
You can.
Yeah, that's what my inner Nancy tells me.
She's a slut.
She is.
She's a slut, y'all.
I have like an angel and a devil, but both of them was like an Amazon slutty angel and slutty devil.
Oh, I was going to say that devil killed the angel a long time ago.
It's just one going, hey, you do what you want to, Poodle.
Yeah, all mine. Y'all, that's Love is Blind. Hey, look, if you listen
That angel was a stick in the mud.
Yes, if you listening to this, that means you're on Reality Gaze Plus.
Thank you.
At least at the $5 tier, which is our lowest tier, but you still get a lot with that. So if you're listening to that, not only do you get Love is Blind, but y'all, you also get our classless, our old 90-day the classic 90-day fiance.
We're in that classless right now. We are in Camelot. We just had Nicole's wedding dress fitting.
It was
good
glorious.
Lord.
Oh, y'all, it is some of the best 90-day fiance.
Oh, peak 90 days.
It's peak 90 day. We do the
season 3 happily ever after.
We do the watch along for the video tier, but for those of you, that podcast comes out once a week. Also, you'll get any of the past Love is Blind. You'll get any of the uncomplicated. Why can't
Ultimatum.
Ultimatum.
Any of our Bling Empire.
Any of our Bling
Sexy
Empire.
Beasts.
Sexy Beasts.
I don't know why I always say that one.
Sorry about that one. You will also get our monthly By Curious.
Yes.
That you can vote on now. We're just saying this for some of you people that are
Last
new.
month's was Inmate to Roommate on A&E.
Yes. So if you're new, we appreciate that. We appreciate you, whether it's through Patreon or whether it's through Supercast or it's through now Apple subscriptions. Hopefully that's working by the time this goes out. We're recording it early, but it's supposed to be. If it's not, then, well...
We tried.
If it's not, just look on your Apple app. It's right there in our normal podcast feed. You'll see it.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Oh, God, I love this show.
Yeah, join us next time when we try to decide, is love blind?
Because it's painting time.
Oh!
Love is blind. Love is blind. It's Reality Gaze presenting Love is Blind.